Emotional intelligence. And again, the working definition was the ability to understand your moods, emotions, and what drives their impacts on others. So, okay.
So now you understand why, who was the guy in forget it.
Come back.
There was a joke.
We'll wait for
Okay.
it, Bill.
Thank you very much, thank you. Okay, how about self-regulation?
Well, let me introduce it, and then Beverly's gonna tell a story.
Yes.
So we were kind of looking at the definition here, and one thing that we kind of keyed in on was the ability to control disruptive impulses and moods. And disruptive impulses might cause people to do things that are very unsafe, okay? So one of the things that there's really a lot of safety problems with are folks that do trespassing on train tracks. Okay, that's a real safety issue. So because of that, NTSB has a campaign to deal with that issue because it's a major, challenge with emotional intelligence. So now Beverly's going to talk about the campaign and what we're doing.
Yeah, and that's why I couldn't be here from 1 to 2 because we have this forum coming up, Trains and Trespassing, Ending Tragic Encounters, and where we are trying to tell people that trespassing is a crime. And people don't think it's a crime. They think like Eric used to do when he was 14 years old. He'd go walk on the train tracks, and then when he hear the train coming, then he'd step aside just to feel that breeze go by.
It's always kids.
It's true, yeah, I used to do that, yeah.
So, of course, we've had a lot of accidents, trespassing. So we're trying to get the message out, and like I was telling Eric, we came up with one theme, trains and trespassing, ending tragic encounters. And I told them, I said, that doesn't say anything to Joe Blow. We gotta get a more firmer set of a theme. And so Fair actually came up with she said, tracks are for trains, not people, ending tragic encounters together. And so, here it is. Some people think that they could just go hang out, by the tracks and stuff. But it's a message now that we're trying to change that behavior.
Good, okay, so that's the disruptive behavior you want.
Right, so we want
Yes.
people to think and make the right choice and not act by jumping on those tracks.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
So no what is it, parkour? When the kids start jumping around and trying to do tricks?
Yeah.
Because
we
that's
wanna-
what teenagers, that's what they try
That's
to
what I
do.
said,
It's a
it's
challenge,
usually
like, oh yeah,
kids.
let's do this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm okay, I was never hit by a train.
Thank you. It's a little different way of approaching it in the past, so I appreciate that, because it really is from the person that's walking on the track, or gonna walk on the tracks. The definition, the working definition we use is ability to control disruptive impulses and moods that you have, ability to suspend judgment that you have, and then think, choose, and then act. So this person that's gonna get on the track, their ability, no, we use it in interaction with other people, not a train, so I'm trying to figure out how to do this. But it's when you have the impulse to say or do something, something's gonna be disruptive to the interpersonal relationship you have, it's not going forward with that. It's controlling it internally. Think about it, and then choose and act.
As I
rather
said,
than
they used
just
to tell you
respond.
must count to 10, like, of course, with your
Excellent,
kids.
excellent.
So, or if you wanna say something to someone, count to 10.
Yeah.
Before you curse them out.
But that's part of emotional intelligence, is that ability. When you're in a situation that could be confrontational or could be a little disruptive, is you rise above it. You basically, an EI person rises above it and controls how they say and do. You can't always control exactly what you're thinking, but your actions, you're the only one that does have control over those, so. Thank you very much. Jim, how about motivation?
Motivation. Well, let's see. What about motivation? Pulling from the book here, it says it's our desire to perform our duties with excellence, a passion that goes beyond money and status, a desire to pursue goals with persistence. which I would say just show me the money.
I know, that's the question, apart from money talks.
So I put my thoughts down here on the other page. It says, my motivation may come from within or without. It's often said that someone will only change if they want to. In a leadership situation, the leader must create motivation for change with their people. And motivation speaks directly to the wisdom for each person. And in my career, I've encountered that many times, and I've been motivated. I've motivated other people. I took over a training position as a trained developer for U.S. Army Special Forces. This was in the 90s. And a lot of the materials we were handing out, we were still handing out stuff like Xeroxes of Xeroxes of Xeroxes. And I said, like, why are we doing this? You know, even in the 90s, before, you know, we got even more sophisticated. But, you know, we had computers, so I had 3 editors who worked with me, and 1 who worked for me, and 2 others that I could task. So I started tasking them out to take this material and retype it, because, you know, edit it and retype it, because that was actually their job. Well, I also had a typist, but we all shared one typist. And, you know, I had one editor who would do one once in a while for me because she didn't like me, and then I had one who was very old and just kind of waiting to retire. And I had another lady who was well into her golden years, but she really wanted to do a good job. She was motivated because doing a good job was what she liked to do. And I said, my God, I said, she took stuff home on the weekend to work on it. I said, there's no need to do that. She said, oh, I just want to get it done. So when I had the opportunity to, I said, I'd like to write you up for an award. And the Army's good about giving people medals and not money. So she says, don't bother. I said, well, how about some time off? She says, oh, now you're talking. So I was able to write her up for a 40-hour time off award for all the work she did. And that resounded. And amazingly when she got that award, then
Everybody else wants to work.
they all said, you got anything for us to do? So, you know, motivation for change. It's
Okay.
you just got to find which way you can motivate people sometimes.
And you should, you know, by reinforcing recognition, people tend to do more.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and you know, you just got to find the right recognition sometimes.
I have a supervisor that does that.
Okay. Thank you. I mean, it's good.
Good story.
From the standpoint of the emotional intelligence the person that's dealing this in a interpersonal relationship, it is the passion to work apart from money or status. It's just that drive that you have to do a good job, pursue goals with energy or passion, and persistence. So it's that piece. So the emotional intelligence that we're looking for here is basically what you bring to the table in that interpersonal relationship. What's driving you, that you're doing this, you've got some self-awareness, you've got self-regulation, you control yourself so you don't have a destructive behavior, and you're motivated to do a good job. You are motivated to do a good job. So it sounds like that lady that you rewarded has that premise. She was motivated to do a good job in the work that she was accomplishing anyways. So good example. Okay, how about
Mary.
Mary?
I have empathy. The definition for empathy is our ability to relate to the feelings experienced by those around us in the workplace, understand the emotional makeup of their people, and also treating people consistent with their emotional reactions. I kind of, maybe I'm on the right track, maybe I'm not sure, but I put it kind of towards the telework initiative. There's a lot of telework, and it's not equally viewed across all of the offices, is I guess the best way to put it. And so I know there was a lot of, I don't know if I was to call them complaints but issues, email traffic to the vice chairman, when he took over as acting chairman of, what's people's takes on things. And a lot of people were like, how come these people get to telework, you know, a lot of times, or full-time telework, and this office isn't allowed to do any, and you hear things about, well, these people are teleworking, you know, who's monitoring or looking at the outcome? Are they really having any product coming out of being a telework situation? And so they've designed a task force to undertake and look and review how it's treated across the board, through all the different offices and everything. And I guess I felt like that was kind of empathy in looking at people's emotions across the board of, you know, this person might be feeling like they're not treated fairly as the people in this office.
Good. Thank you. Yeah, it's good. Good example. That awareness, not just blindly doing something, but awareness of where people are coming from. Try to put yourself a little bit in their, not in their shoes, but be empathetic at least to understand where they're coming from. Good. Thank you. And how about the last one?
Overall social skills about networking and interacting with people in a positive and multifaceted way, not just talking about work, but being able to interact in other situations and finding common ground to talk about. I think that sometimes here at headquarters there's food days and pies and whatever, and that kind of brings people together. The CFC tends to bring people together because all the offices do different things, and there's opportunities for people to participate and practice some of these social skills that maybe some people aren't as good at or just don't do very often, and can allow them to bond with other people that they work with. So creating some of these opportunities, I think, especially for some of the regional people who do work at home and maybe only see their coworkers once or twice a year, I think that can be really isolating, and you probably lose some of those social skills that you would need in your job. So I think that they're, like this stand down, we have a regional stand down next week, and all of the investigators will be together, which is the first time it's ever happened. So I think that will be a great thing. Again, it's just once a year, but I think bringing everybody together will have a huge impact and bring about a lot of discussions that haven't really been brought up before.
What I like about the stand down that they do is, you know, when you meet each other, because I've attended a few, you share stories. You know, you might be working on an investigation and you're stuck, and you know, you in a group, you say, you know, I'm working on this. So I said, oh, you know what? I investigated one just like that, and you know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it is
it does.
example.
That's, yes.
Okay, thank you. Excellent job, and that is a great example of this, the use of the social skills, reaching out there. Everybody isn't the same. We have people that are